Good evening and welcome to Here and Now, brought to you by Arts Whistler. I'm Adam Wilson. We have a very special guest on the show tonight and his great band. This show features singers and songwriters, but tonight we have a true artist. It is my honor to present to you tonight on Here and Now, Stephen Vogler and Some Assembly Required.
Thanks for coming out tonight. We are going to play some songs I've been creating over the last 9 months or so, kind of a gestation period, if you will. This first one's called Who's Gonna Win the Race? The times are a-changing, spinning out of control, and the crazies have got their henchmen running fear up the flagpole. We've got so many things, and they bend and they shine. Plug them straight into your brain, baby, watch your soul unwind. Well, the money won't stop, and the train keeps on calling to my friends at the station while their prospects are falling, and I'm sitting by the fire, and the flames are getting higher, and the floodwaters are rising. I'm wrapped up in desire. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? And why are they gonna win? Everybody's running, yeah, they're running here and there, but they're still tied to their tethers, and they are tied to their chairs, and there's nowhere to run, lots of places you can hide. They'll always keep you guessing, keep you so unsatisfied. It's been going on for ages, from the modern down through the old. Human nature just ain't fooling when it's looking for fool's gold, and I'm sitting by the fire, flames are getting higher, floodwaters are rising, I'm wrapped up in desire. But who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? And why are they gonna win? The fires keep on burning from California to New South Wales, and the species are depleted, and the ecosystems fail. But up in Wall Street towers, they sit and watch the sunrise, watch the little people struggle so they can capitalize. Looking out for number one, and they'll always go to war. Rather fight for the spoils than put things back in store. Now the writing's on the screen, but it's frozen in our gaze, and the robbers are getting richer in a million different ways. And I'm sitting by the fire, the flames are getting higher, and the floodwaters are rising, wrapped up in desire. But who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? And why are they gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? One more time! Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the race? All right, this next song, I wrote it also early in the summer. I was watching Netflix one night, a movie about CBGB's, the great punk rock club down the Lower East Side of New York, and it was really great. I was inspired by the music, and I paused it, wrote this song pretty quickly, and then I got back to the movie and my corn chips and bourbon. And this is called Corn Chips and Bourbon. Corn chips and bourbon, things are going sideways. COVID is crying, and I'm going my way. Mustache is growing, handlebars are turning. If you're coming with me, we got time for burning. Broken bottles on the side of the road, people crying cause they lost their cold. Can't remember just what it said when you're lying there in your bed. Oh yeah. Bars have all closed now, and the gigs are dried up, but I keep on riding anything I think of. Maybe do a live stream, maybe drink some liquor. No sense in crying when you're getting picked up. Broken bottles on the side of the road, people crying cause they lost their cold. Can't remember just what it says, you're lying there in your bed. The airplanes are grounded, and the air is thinner. The powerful are founders, the losers are the winners. The uptight have tightened, forgotten how to breathe. The paranoid are frightened, lost all sense of ease. Broken bottles on the side of the road, people crying cause they lost their cold. Can't remember just what it said, you're lying there in your bed. Broken bottles on the side of the road, people crying cause they lost their cold. Can't remember just what it said, you're lying there in your. Broken bottles on the side of the road, people crying cause they lost their cold. Can't remember what it said, you're lying there in your. You're lying there in your. You're lying there in your bed. Oh yeah.
All right, we are here on Here and Now, and I am with none other than Stephen Vogler and Some Assembly Required. Let me introduce the band, everybody. First of all, we have Mr. Stephen Vogler. On the drums, we have Dean. On the stand-up bass, we have Raj. On keys, we have Raz. And on the horns and percussion, too, we have Dita. Stephen Vogler and Some Assembly Required, everybody. Great to have you guys here on Here and Now. How are we doing?
Great. Thanks so much for having us, and to Arts Whistler for showcasing all this original music in town.
Unbelievable. What a tremendous job these guys have done here at Arts Whistler. Before I get into what you guys have been doing already tonight, I want to talk about something first. In March of 2019, you came out with the Stephen Vogler Some Assembly Required EP, which is available on Bandcamp and all your streaming platforms. But where most bands would kind of get into the mode of, well, we released an EP, and within a year you would try and work that EP. March 2020 happened, Stephen, the pandemic. What did you do?
Yeah, so it was, in a way, it was good timing because I toured a bunch last summer with that, and I had a really fun, adventurous kind of year. And then when the pandemic hit, I was kind of ready to start working on some new material anyways. So all of a sudden, I had way more time than I used to, and started writing a bunch of new songs. And yeah, I've got the 4 that we played tonight. They're kind of a reflection of this crazy year. And
so just to make that clear, these 4 songs that you're playing on Here and Now tonight, these are all brand new songs that you started writing when I guess, the pandemic hit.
Yeah, like one of them was a little bit underway and called How Long Can It Last? Turned out to be kind of a harbinger of things to come. And yeah, so just there's a real variety of styles actually among those songs too. And
I noticed that actually listening to your songs here tonight, that there's some really differences between the songs, different sounds, stuff you guys are experimenting with. One of the song, I guess, we let's talk about that right now. You're a John Prine fan.
yeah, I mean, I'm not. Well, yeah, he's an amazing songwriter, and I was aware that he was sick with COVID last spring, and I guess I'd been hearing his music a lot, and it turned out it was like the day before he passed away. I started writing this song, and it came to me pretty quickly, and it's totally different. I usually do like ska and reggae type lively stuff, and this one's kind of more of a country folky type of thing, and but yeah, so. And there's some reggae on that we play tonight, and a little bit of punkish stuff, and yeah, a bit of rootsy rock.
One of the songs that you guys did play tonight, and I want to talk about that one, because not only do I love the name of it, but some of the lyrics in the song, corn chips and bourbon.
Right, so that was like early summer, and I was making my way through the Netflix catalog. And I watched CBGB, about the New York punk rock club bar in the 70s. And it was like awesome. I was just inspired, and I was, had my snacks going. I had a little bourbon that I was drinking, and I paused it, and I wrote that song, and then I just got back to the movie. And
I noticed you were telling me earlier, how long did it take you to write that song?
it was like 5 or 10 minutes. It just came blurting out with the bourbon.
The bourbon helped, exactly.
Unbelievable, Stephen, you can write a song in 5 minutes. This is phenomenal. So 4 songs that you played here tonight, they're all brand new songs that you got to work in. I noticed that through some of your social media and stuff that I follow you, that you did, as soon as the kind of pandemic hit and we're not allowed to play live shows, you still found a way around that. You did some live streaming stuff.
Yeah, in April, RMU, Rocky Mountain Underground, really great bar in town, and I had been playing there all winter, and they invited me to come and do some live streaming. Raj really helped out a lot with the technical aspect, and another guy, Tim Smith, and yeah, it was good. I didn't mind that much playing to, like, there was the few staff in there, and it was kind of fun, and you just had to do that leap of imagination to like, okay, I'm playing out like we're doing tonight. So I think it's good practice,
We have to entertain ourselves.
Yes, and we're good at that.
It's unbelievable how musicians can actually do that, to find a way to get the music across, find a way for people to hear it out. There's other challenges that go along with that, because you're a 5-piece band, some assembly required here. How did you find rehearsing, getting together in order to get this together to play these songs tonight?
Well, yeah, so I have to admit, I end up playing solo a lot more these days than like even before. So whenever I have the chance, I love getting the band together. Because they bring a lot of humor to it. But yeah, so in terms of these songs we were playing tonight, these guys, we only rehearsed them for the very first time last Sunday, like 6 days ago. And I did demo recordings at home and sent them to them. So it was quite a crazy COVID process, but exciting.
Very exciting. Now that brings me to my next thing. Stephen, not only do you write great songs, but you have to have one of the most phenomenal musicians in your band to play with you. How did you get so lucky to have these guys as assembly required?
Well, they're the best looking band in town.
I'll agree.
Right? And yeah, I guess I don't know how I get so lucky.
We weren't doing anything.
Oh, I know why. I get all the gigs. That's it. I get all. No.
We were very available.
Yeah, there was a lot of availability this year, but this band started way back with Raj and me. I was taking a bit of break from playing live music, and I was doing some poetry stuff, and I was leading up to the Olympics, and they offered me to do this little like 8-minute thing, and they said, "Oh, there's this upright bass player in town. He's really good."
Yeah, Arts Whistler actually connected
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
They
it was-
knew
yeah, that's
me
right.
from playing with other bands. They knew Steven from playing, and in their brainchild of this poetry thing, they thought, oh, these two guys could probably do something. Let me introduce them, and that's how we first got together.
Yeah, and so it was kind of a funny story because that 8 minutes, the money was just flowing around town, I guess, in those days leading up to the Olympics, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know, I'm gonna try to go big, like $400, and then they came back to me and they were like, the budget's quite a bit bigger than that. You could. I was like, $600, and then they were like, yeah, or even more, like $700, and then we settled on $800. They reduced it to 4 minutes of poetry and bass, and it's just been downhill ever since then.
Yeah, we
Our
talked
rates
about it
of
to try and figure it out.
we can't get back to that high point.
I love it. I love it. To get off track with the music a bit, because this brings me a question, and I didn't even actually have this one prepared, but I'm interested in your thought process, because for those of you that know Steven Vogler around Whistler, he's an artist. You are an artist, Steven, and you brought it up here that you write poetry. I know you've written some books, and you write music, along with the other arts that you do. I'm curious to the idea of writing, say, words down or poetry down, or a song. How do you, as the artist, decide these words are going to go to a song, or this is going to go to a poem?
That's a great question, Adam. I sort of hear things like voices. I hear things in my mind. So, I mean, if I'm working on even if it's a writing project, a story or something, you get the idea, but then I start to hear like the sentences. But for a song, it comes to me kind of the lyric with the little melodic line, and adding some chords. Like, it comes together. That's the best way I can describe the difference.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. These songs. I know some of you guys here are looking at this wonderful wheel we have here with the numbers, and this is the Arts Whistler wheel, which will give us some questions that I have. I'm going to spin the wheel because I know some of you in the interview have been a little quiet during this, so this is your chance to shine. I'm going to spin the wheel here.
Big money, big money.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13, Gita.
This better be good.
Depends on your answer.
Which Whistler venue is your favorite to play, besides Arts Whistler, obviously?
Oh, gee. I play a lot on the Stroll. That's really fun, just playing outdoor gigs. As far as other venues, I don't know.
That's a great answer. Playing the Village Stroll is always a great time. Up next, we got Roz. This is Roz's favorite part right here. She's been looking forward to this whole show,
Okay.
where I can spin the wheel here.
Roz gets 2 questions, actually.
Question
She likes it so much.
number 1.
Incoming, number 1.
What are your favorite songs to rock out to, and why?
Okay, well, right now I'm really into playing Bach fugues. So, again,
That's some serious rocking
that's
tunes.
really rocking. But yeah, to tell you the truth, like that's where
You're like a
I'm really
party
being a
animal,
lot
like,
focused on lately, is that challenge.
Well, at least you know it. That's great. That's a great answer. You know. You know.
I had an answer this time.
That's great.
Yeah, right on.
You were prepared. Dean, you're up.
Oh, boy. Lucky 9. Or
Number
7.
9.
I don't know what it is.
Which bandmate has the most annoying habit, and what is it?
Oh, pick me. I'm just kidding.
I can take it. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I know it's gonna be me. I know it's gonna be me.
I mean, they're all annoying. Like, how do I?
We love you.
I don't know if I could pick a favorite. Kinda.
That's why we all work
They
so
all
well
drive me
together.
crazy. They're all terrible. So it's like, they're all lazy. They don't never do anything. They
Don't know what we're doing.
never help me with my gear. So yeah, they're all annoying. It's a total equal
Well,
footing.
thank goodness they have you, though, right, Dean?
I mean, right? Yeah, of course.
He's all of our favorites.
Evasive answer.
I'm gonna do one more here because we got Raj. He's in the back there, and he said he wanted to stay mostly quiet this interview, but I thought I'd put it on him right here. And we got question number 6 for you. This is a great question for you, Raj.
Oh, geez.
If 2020 were a song, what would you call it?
Geez, I don't know. I'm not that creative. Song names. Can't even think of a song that's already written. Oh, yeah. Corn Chips and Bourbon is a good song name. It's a good way to spend your days these days.
Corn chips
End
are
of the
kinda
World
gross.
as We Know It was one that's come up before. That's not an original, though. 2020.
2020. Well, I can tell you that
The end is near.
the end is near. Oh, now we're getting dark, Raj. Well, I was thoroughly impressed with these new songs, guys. They were really, really great songs. I was really a privilege for me to be a part of this show with you guys here today. I wish you nothing but the best, and I can't wait to hear what you guys do next. 2020 has been challenging, but you guys have risen to the challenge and done some phenomenal things. Stephen Vogler, and some assembly required.
Thanks so much, Adam. Been great talking with you.
Thanks.
All right, this next one is a reggae song, story about the streets of Vancouver. Nothing to do with these pandemic times, although the title kind of fits. It's called How Long Can It Last? Jim is swept in on an eastern front. His boots are blackened and bust. He's standing watching the boxcars roll by, wearing 6 days of dust. He hears the rumble of discontent coming down the line. Finds some sidewalk and stakes his claim here on the West Coast line. Camilla takes him to the docks one night, shows him all of the ropes. The cops screaming under flashing lights. Jimmy's all out of hope. How long can it last? How long can this train go past? How long can it last? How long can this train go past? Ooh. The shipment's coming from Ecuador. It's anchored out in the bay. Another weekend that strike ain't up. Somebody will have to pay. He met Camila at the street market. She needed someone to trust. Now she been missing from the morning light. Ain't been seen since the bar. Broken hearted says she'll find her. She knows all of her friends. She walk into the old metropole, but not a soul is in. Smashed bottles in the alley, broken vessels and blood flowing. Dark stains on the sidewalk, abandoned now under harbor crane. Bright orange flames glowing. The money would have kept them fed and dry, but that's not how it goes down. Camilla's living now inside his head, when not a soul is around. Bare fingers twitching in the winter sun. They got no boots on the sole. He drags a razor across the back of his head. Somehow he got to stay home. How long can it last? How long can this train go past? How long can it last? How long can this train go past? How long can it last? How long can this train go past? How long can it last? How long can this train go past? All right, this next song is a bit of a different style than we are used to playing, but I wrote it the day before John Prine passed away from COVID, and I felt like I was kind of channeling him somehow, and it's called Something Special. They got answers, some got questions too, but I can forget about that when I'm with you. Some people gotta tell you about a thing or three, but that don't mean nothing to you and me. Special, it's cheaper than an old car that could take us from here so far. And I got something even better. It's like a beat-up old bar where all our friends could gather here from afar. Everybody's yearning to get out of this place, but this ain't the time for no interstate race. I see the moon on the horizon, I see the sun on your face. The morning never fell with so much grace. It's cheaper than an old car that could take us from here so far. And I got something even better. It's like a beat-up old bar where all our friends could gather here from afar. And if the storm keeps breaking, will we make it on time? And how long can the gods keep watch on that borderline? said there's no time like the present, and there's no present like the past. But who's to say how long this moment will last? So pack up your old suitcase and put on your best hat, 'cause there's no distance now between this or that. And I got something special. It's cheaper than an old car that could take us from here so far. And I got something even better. It's like a beat-up old bar where all our friends could gather here from afar. Yeah, I got something special. It's cheaper than an old car that could take us from here so far. And I got something even better. It's like a beat-up old bar where all our friends could gather here from afar. Take it home.
Thank you very much to Stephen Vogler and Some Assembly Required. Make sure you tune in to Here and Now in the new year, January 7th, as we bring you Little Earthquakes, Thursday night at 7 p.m., January 7th. See you here and now.
Corn chips and bourbon, things are going sideways. COVID is crying, and I'm going my way. Mustache is growing, handlebars are turning. You're coming.